we got anything planned?
Tales of the House.
Oh, of course.
A very personal favourite of mine.
Yeah.
But after Cam's little interview.
Well, I mean a bit downhill, but yeah, it's alright.
Yeah.
So first story. I honestly ran out of stories, but this week has refilled the ammo. So there's a bit of a sort of poor taste considering what's going on in Russia and Ukraine. But there's a bit of a war in our house this week, wasn't there, on Tuesday night? For some reason, there seems to be a constant
Poor taste, but I'll say it anyway.
constant sort of, I don't know, call it pranks or he's trying to. A lot. I admit I've bashed on their doors a few times over the time here, but there seems to be. I think the two of them decided it was payback time,
Fair few
Well,
bashings of the
and so there's this like huge crashing I could hear from my basement room, and I come up and open the door and there's like toilet products being thrown against the door, like mouthwash bottles and
empty, I assume.
almost empty. They had all a bit of girth to them. They had a bit of weight to them. Like it's just like loads of what else was thrown? Deodorant, stuff like that, just thrown at my door. I come out, open the door, just like load of toiletries all over the floor. So this sparked into a bit of a sort of like right. It's going to work both ways here.
Oh, right, yeah.
Left it a bit,
Fine, fire with fire.
and Dom was were you playing Fortnite or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Oh, no, done.
Yeah, that's alright, yeah.
I changed my name on my phone to James's iPhone and then connected to Dom's telly. So it said James' iPhone trying to connect to the telly. To quote Dom, "No more, James. If this goes any further, it's game over for this house." And funnily enough, it came with like a code. I needed a code to connect to the telly. And Dom was even annoyed. He went 2528, 2528, go on, do it. I could hear him shouting. I was downstairs. Right, connect the code. Started playing James's favourite song, Home, blasting it through the telly. Dom wasn't happy, and he managed to disconnect it. And then I realised I can up the volume from my thing.
Oh, never.
So I did it again a bit later. Oh, I waited for Dom to. I knew he was definitely in a game, so it would actually irritate him.
Yeah, exactly.
And we do know from previous ones, he gets annoyed while playing
Yes,
games.
very.
Hammerford, a computer screen. And
Yeah. So I turned.
controller went into the bathroom.
God, yeah.
Did you
That's
have a
happened
shower
few
today?
times. Oh.
Yeah. Okay.
So I waited again, and then this time I realised I could control the volume of it. So Dom tried to turn it down on his telly. I'd turn it back up. He's like, "You can't even control the volume." You couldn't do anything. I did it. Then I did it a third time. I played this Shrek thing for his telly. If it was funny. And then I had this door swing open. He comes marching downstairs, bum 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 bum, just like last week. And he sort of starts bashing on. I'm hidden in the lounge in the dark. And he starts bashing on my bedroom door, thinking I'm down in my room. And he tries to open it. I've locked it, so he can't sort of. I'm from the other side. I can see him bashing the door. I see James come down. Like, right, we'll block him in. And James put a chair. James put a chair up against my door. Little do I know, I'm the other side of it. I'm watching all this happen. So I just waited for him to go back upstairs, moved the chair, and went back in.
Yeah.
And I got a message from Dom. We'll have less of that.
We'll have less of that.
Yeah.
It's
true.
That know you done?
Yeah, it did, yeah.
Yeah. Why did you shout out the code?
No, but I thought that was it's to get it off my screen. Because he was already connected to it before that. So
Said I needed a code.
no, yeah, I don't know what was happening.
Now I don't need a code any, so I can do it whenever I like.
It's James.
Were you giving James the business for it?
This
Well,
one. No more, James.
yeah, it's James.
Don't know what you meant by.
This is the end.
If this goes any further, it's game over for this
Yeah,
house.
it's nuclear war.
It's game, you were thinking
Oh,
about you.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In light again.
Don't have a go.
That same night, we've had before discussed how James has left his keys on the other side of his door. We've planned to lock him in.
We've discussed.
Like next time James leaves him his door, we're locking him in. So he didn't even leave.
Room, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We didn't even see his. He didn't even leave his keys out this time. We just sort of lurked around. Dom was lurking around James's door. Dom just like Dom. You spotted James's keys on the side, and I was like quickly manoeuvred, grabbed the keys, and he went, "Sorry, James," as you left and closed the door and,
Sorry.
and locked it. James leaped up, hand on the handle.
He's
There's
a quick
like a tug of war going on with this door,
Yes. Yeah.
and
Did you
just can't get in.
Well, we realised it wouldn't have worked anyway, because there's a lock on the inside that you can.
That
sort
makes
it out
sense.
with.
But he was up like a shot.
Yeah.
He was gone.
Yeah, definitely.
Sorry, James.
It wasn't.
Like it's an end of a.
And then it turned out, then Dom did manage to lock him in, and James, it turns out like for some reason it's irrelevant, the keys, because he can just unlock it from the other side without the keys. So he just let himself out, basically.
Isn't that what you just said?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
I literally just said that.
But no, it didn't work.
I'm agreeing with that.
So I'm gonna let Dom lead this last one because this was more to do with
The
him.
Last one.
Well,
But you said
Ethan
you'd
does
reloaded
that.
the
Ethan's
ammo.
got one that I think he should tell that he's mentioned that he was a bit hesitant about saying
Go on.
because of.
I don't
Piqued
know.
my interest.
I don't know.
He told me it in spoons before.
I actually blanked.
To say we're on air, you're gonna have to be
It's
more.
about a residential.
Oh right. Do you want me to do that first, or you want to explain
you?
you?
Yours and then
Well,
you
Ethan
can
wanted me to
finish
tell this one. I
Yeah.
think Ethan should tell it from his
But I
point of
don't.
view.
Oh right. Okay. So right, we were just watching film last night.
it. What film?
Diary of the Wimpy Kid, Roderick Rules. Right. We had a great time. Reminiscing of the childhood.
Listen.
We heard our letterbox get like flat, like we heard it opened and it was left ajar.
Yeah, someone just knocked up. Yeah, but
Someone
that
just like
was
opened,
creepy.
basically put their
Someone
hand,
just put the hand through the letterbox.
And it was just
Ran through
opened.
it, and then
so it was a bit ajar, and it wasn't before for sure.
we heard the noise.
And we came. James was very skittish about it. I got up and just like I actually put my hand through the thing. Nothing there. Nothing. No worries. James and Dom
Yeah.
James and Dom start. I'm trying to remember the story. James and Dom sort of sat on the stairs. They peer through. They pull the blind back. They peer through. They're just like randomly watching. And from what I wasn't watching. I just seeing them two just like looking through this window.
Go on then.
And then it's all.
So we're looking through this window,
Okay.
seeing what's happening outside.
Yeah.
There's a fella stood in the middle of the road, just sort of ambling about, just looking a bit dazed. And he's got his back to us. But when we open the curtains, he does a proper slow, like horror movie style, turns towards us, and just as he's about to make eye contact with us, looking through the window, I shove the blind shut. James leaps back. James shrieks in terror.
Is this true?
Dom, you got scared as well.
Yeah, I did. I was
You
on-
fell to your
You were
knees.
nervous.
I was on my knees.
He was on his
Was he?
knees.
It
No,
was-
I'm just there, stood there watching
Praying
them.
or
No, just
having
pure.
some fun with James. Go on.
I was just there watching the
Praying.
two of them, just like scared. And I was like, "What's happened?" They went, "The guy out there." I looked outside and he was gone.
Yeah,
And I was like, "Where
he's
was
gone.
he?"
He's gone.
Worse.
He's gone like the wind.
They were like, "He's in the middle of the street."
Like James.
And
Jumped up and gone.
And Dom was like, go on, someone open the door. James had his keys. He went, I'm not doing it. Dom, you do it. And I'm like, fine, I'll do it. Girls' blouses.
Girls'
And I put the
blouses.
keys. And he's, I don't know,
Till he
they're
gets
just
on
both
with
so
James.
nervous. I opened the door. I just opened the door. Nothing there.
Yeah, but there was before. That it makes it creepier. That
What was the
it
purpose
just
of opening the
disappeared.
door?
They
Just
wanted to check
see-
if anything was
because,
left
right,
outside.
Let's tell another creepy story. I don't know if you've told this before.
On that, maybe
When
not on
Ethan's
there.
friends came round once, I wasn't here for this.
No, I
Before
didn't get
Christmas.
invited to that either.
No.
Like
but,
you would have turned up, like we other times we
Ethan
invited
sat
you.
in a house or something. He opens the door. Someone's left a teddy bear on the doorstep
Yeah.
that's just like soaking wet because it's been pissing it down, and it's just been left there. Like, was it like propped up looking at the door?
No, it's just propped up on the
So
doorstep.
it's
Yeah.
just
It was
accidentally
pretty-
being left there. It's fallen there.
Oh,
No, but it's like placed
but not
on
like
the
a small
step.
one. Wasn't it like a big one?
Yeah, it's a big one.
Like
It's not like some kids dropped out their pram. This
What's
is a big.
creepy about that?
Why is it there?
Someone's just done it to just for a laugh.
That's just shoved it
So
in the
what
bin
do
and
you-
left.
What do you think it is? Like it's a marked sign so people know that
There's
they need
something
to
creepy
move
going
off
on
this
there.
house.
There is something creepy
Is
about
this
that
why you
road.
two are barely there? You're scared?
I'm
What
always
do you
there.
mean? Ethan's well. I'm there. a
I'm there
lot.
the most.
Ethan's
Dom's there the least.
I'm not there the
Well, you
least.
just
You've
said you're
been-
there a
no,
lot.
James goes home every weekend.
Yeah,
you.
you need to-
Is it you?
No, I
Where are you
don't.
going tomorrow, Dom?
Yeah, I'm going home tomorrow.
Is that the last one then? Or did you have one?
Oh, sorry, right, this one. This is a story James told us a while back, didn't
Yeah,
he, to
he
be fair?
told
But
us
I'm
it
glad I
in-
remembered
in
it.
confidence.
I was
to
really
be honest.
struggling. I suddenly remembered. I didn't write it down, but
Yeah,
same thing.
you know my memory's pretty good with stuff.
Yeah.
He was telling us he was about 14,
Okay.
and he was with his brother, and they were staying at their granddad's like residential home.
Older brother.
Older brother, sorry. So James would have been about 14. His older brother, is it Joe? He'd been about
Well,
7.
they're all J's, we know that.
Yeah, would have been 17. They'd gone to see their granddad, John,
John.
who.
I thought it was Jasper.
Another
I like
John. But so they stay there. There's a nice pool and stuff. It looks.
Yeah, it's
we
a
showed us
proper-
pictures of it. It's all nice and
Kitted
stuff.
out place.
When James was about 14, he used to keep a diary apparently.
Okay. Is this why you watch this film? Or?
That's how it came out.
That's
yeah.
how it came up actually. I suddenly remembered that story. And James had he always wrote everything in his life down, like what the days. Oh, saw this train today, whatnot. There's a bird he used to like in school. I can't remember the name. It started with a Holly or something. Is it Holly?
remember,
I can't remember the
it's that
name.
one,
I
Not
think that's
like
what it was.
Darwin.
And he saw her at this like the same residential. He's like, this is cash, like hit the gold pot. It's jackpot here. And
Cash and gold pot.
and he wrote it down in his diary, like, oh great, Holly's here. There's a great opportunity to chat to her rather than my boring granddad's care home. His older brother Joe woke up,
Sorry, careful.
residential, whatever.
Yeah.
They were staying there.
Yeah.
His parents went away. Or
Yeah.
In old people's home.
Yeah, it's like it wasn't
Only for
like a
a night,
care
I think.
room, but it was only a night or something.
Where's the bed?
They slept on sofas, didn't they?
Yeah.
And his brother woke up early and found James's diary. Opened the diary and he found all this about this stuff that James wrote about this girl that he liked that was staying at the residential. He was reading it out.
So she's at this old person's home as well.
Yeah.
She
staying
just put,
the
no,
night as well.
she wasn't staying the night. She just
No, she was there
popped
to
in.
just visit her grandma.
Yeah, to visit.
And it was brilliant. And Joe found James's little diary, was reading it through, and then sort of Joe was like, "Oh, look, I'm gonna go and find Holly. I'm gonna show it to her." And James was like, "Oh no!" But James just slept in his underwear. So Joe's run out to the lobby. James chasing after him in his underwear. Sees Holly, he's got to hide. He nicks the book out of Joe's hand and starts carrying it. And he runs. And he's trying to go to like the boys' toilets, isn't he?
Yeah.
James not quick enough to notice. He's running to the women's toilets.
Can't believe it. What a nightmare.
He's
In your underwear as well.
Going to the women's toilets in his underwear. There's some old women in the next cubicle to him, and they sort of notice it's like a boy. You hear this sort of. He said this is one of the first horrifying moments he had. He went, "There's a peeping Tom." So James goes out the bathroom trying to run out, and there's like old women like catch him. There's a peeping Tom. There's a peeping Tom in there. Apparently, it's only what James has told us. One of them grabbed him and go, "I've got the peeping Tom. I've got the peeping Tom." You know, James.
Everyone repeat himself in this place.
You know, James only slight lad, isn't he?
Yeah,
He's met him 3 times. Slight lad, probably was slight then. He managed to wriggle out of this old woman's bingo wings.
Is that like the old bingo wings? Carry on.
He managed to wriggle out of the bingo wings, and he managed to escape. And they ended up grabbing like the wrong old woman. And this old, he was just.
Sorry, what? So this old woman got another old woman in a headlock.
Like they were trying to like re-grab, and they end up grabbing another old woman, like this other little woman. And like James said, as he was running out, leaving the changing rooms, he heard this old woman going, "I'm not the peeping Tom. I'm not the peeping Tom." And James managed to run back and escape and get all the way back to his granddad's room without his brother. Number 1, brother not showing Holly the diary, or number 2, Holly not seeing him with just his white briefs on.
Or being sent down for being a peeping Tom.
Yeah,
That'd be my number 1 if I'm
or being a
honest, not
peeping
doing
Tom.
5 to 10.
James very relieved to this day, isn't he? That's why he told us that little story.